Alright, as you can see, this is lesson 27, and we are going to be working on lesson 27 with division of numbers that are a little bit more complicated than the ones we're using for lesson 26. It has asked us to use number discs to model each problem, so that's what I'm going to do. And what you're going to see is you're going to see us sharing amongst groups and also using the standard algorithm. So I realize I have hundreds, so I'm going to break my columns into 3. Ones, tens, hundreds. I realize I have 3 hundreds, so I'm going to put my 3 discs there. I have 2 tens, 2 discs, and I have 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. My divisor is 2, so I'm going to be dividing these discs into 2 groups. I'm dividing 324 in half, or divided by 2. We always start with the largest place, so I have my hundreds that I've divided into 2 groups. As you can see, we have 1 left over, and what do we do with leftovers? We unbundle, you're right. And then if I unbundle 100, how many tens is that? Yep, you're correct, 10 tens. Now don't get them mixed up with your original 2. I'm going to draw them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice and easy to follow. So this guy is gone, and I'm just going to X him so I know I have already unbundled him. So what we have just essentially done is we have taken 3 hundreds and we've divided them into 2 groups. And when I did that, I said 3 divided into 2 groups goes in with 1 in each group. 1 times 2 is 2, or 100 times 2 groups is 2 hundreds. If I subtract, I have 100 left over. Is that true? Yes. So now what I do is I actually bring down my tens that I originally had. So I unbundled my 100, which gave me 10 hundreds. Now I have 12 tens, and I leave my 4 alone, and I'm not working with my ones yet. So since I have 12 tens, I can pass them out. Passed out my first 2, and I'm going to pass out the 10 that I unbundled. Try to write as neat as possible, because if you don't, you may end up making a mistake. We don't want to do that. Do I have any remaining? No. That's awesome. What did I find when I divided 12 tens into 2 groups? Well, we know 12 divided by 2 is 6, and that's what this shows us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know that there are 6 tens times 2 groups, which gives me 12 tens. I subtract them out, and I have 0 remaining. But I'm not finished. Remember what I told you, if there's a number down below, there has to be a number up above. So I have to take my 4 and bring it all the way down. I have 4 ones, and I take those 4 ones and I share them out amongst my 2 groups. Do I have any remaining? No. How many did I get in each group? I have 2 in each group. 2 ones times 2 groups is 4 ones. If I subtract, I have no remainder. I can check it by taking my quotient times my number of groups. 2 times 2 ones is 4. 2 times 6 tens is 12. I can't write 12 in the same spot, so I have 2 tens, and I bundled my extra 10, and it has now joined my hundreds column. 2 times 100 plus 1 is 3 hundreds. This number and that whole should be the same. And they are. Alright, let's look at our next one. Let's imagine we're doing 549 divided by 3. If I break into my columns, I'm going to make myself a quick place value chart. I'm going to put in my 500s, my 4 10s. If you're doing this with me, I would assume you're done by now because I'm taking a very long time. Nice job. And my 9 1s. And then, of course, what's my divisor? It is, yes, you're right, 3. It's right there. And I'll put my standard algorithm over here so we can work with it together with our chart. I look at my hundreds place first and I distribute those first. I ask myself, I have 5 hundreds into 3 groups. Well, I only end up with 1 in each group because there are 2 left over. Hate when that happens. So I have 100 in each group. Disregard this little mark. I apologize. That was me tapping the paper. 1 times 3 is 3. If we take away 3 hundreds from 5 hundreds, I get 2 hundreds. Those 2 hundreds I have to unbundle. How many 10s are in 2 hundreds? You're right, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I should have 24 total 10s. It's a lot of 10s. Cross off the hundreds that I used. Let's not forget to follow in our algorithm. I bring down my 4 10s, and it says here I have 24 10s, and that's how many discs I should have. We have a lot of discs, guys. This is going to make it a little bit more complicated. I crossed off 3 because I have 3 groups. I'm going to do the same thing again because I don't want to take a lot of time. 3 groups. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I do have enough to do one more. 1, 2, 3. And I have enough to do one more. 1, 2, 3. So how many times did 24 go into 3 groups? Well, 8 per group. There should be 8 discs in each one because we know that 8 times 3 is 24. I had 24 10s. I distributed 24 10s. I have nothing remaining. All that's left is my 9 1s. Remember, if there are numbers here, there are digits here, there has to be a digit above. You can't throw your remainder here until you've divided it all the way out. So I'm going to share these out again. 1, 2, 3. You should recognize that you will not have a remainder because 9 is a multiple of 3. And we know that when I share 9 1s into 3 groups, I get 3 in each group. 3 times 3 is 9, and I subtract them out with no remainder. 183 is my quotient times my divisor. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 8 10s is 24 10s. 3 times 100 plus 2 is 500s. Same, same. And that is what we are doing for lesson 27.